Hey everyone, Sean here with Manly Made Minute, and welcome back to my channel. So I bet many of you, actually most of you, have a lot of these sitting around and you use them sometimes, you forget you have, and you go buy another one, or they just sit in a drawer and take up space like mine. So I am going to do some cards, recycling. As many of you know, I don't let anything go to scrap, so we're going to recycle these bags and make some cards, so stick around. Alright, welcome back. We are going to take some of these gift bags like this one, and we're going to do a one sheet wonder with an 8.5 by 11 size scrap of these bags. So what I've done is I've taken a bag and I have taken it apart. So I have peeled open the back, I've cut out sections of this bag and into an 8.5 by 11. Then I've turned it into a one sheet wonder. This is not my one sheet wonder, full disclosure. I did find this one on Pinterest, and this is by Split Coast Stampers on Pinterest. So full credit goes to her. And so let's go down to my down camera. Let's take a look at this template. I have done a lot of pre-work, so all we're going to do is just assemble and then kind of show you. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of these that I've already done just because I got a little crazy and just couldn't stop actually. So I'll show you my ones that I've made. We'll assemble so you can kind of see what my thought process was on assembling these and modifying these just slightly. So let's just go ahead and take a look. Alright, so this is the template. And I'm just going to leave this on screen. Let me just hold this up a little bit so that you can look. I will try link this in the comments below. If I can't, I will hold this up just so you can pause the camera and write this down and take a picture of it. Alright? So this is my template. As you can see, she's got her cuts marked out here. So we'll see cut number 1 at 2 inches down the side. Cut number 2 is going to be down here at 5 1/4 going across this section because this one's already cut out. Then we'll get cut number 3 off of this section at 1 1/2. Then we'll get cut number 4 at 2 1/4 off of this section, and then you just splice these at their measurements. 2 3/4, 1/2 an inch of these 3, 3/4 of these 2, and so on. Alright? I have pre-cut these out off of my bags. And let's just take a look. So I made a bright colored set so that you can kind of see these layouts. I'm going to kind of leave this here so you can kind of see what we're doing. Alright? So this is card number 1, and she's got them labeled. This is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Okay? So this is card number 1, card number 1. And here is my next set that I'm making for card number 1. Okay? So if you look at this, here's the bag piece that I cut out. Then I did matte layers. So I did a matte here and a matte underneath with my sentiment. Alright? I'm going to put all the measurements for the mattes that I cut in the description below. You can modify these however you want. You could lay this down the middle. You could put little strips on either side. I will just put all the matting that I cut. Okay, so here's the bag, here's the mat, here's the mat. So this is what I've done. Now I've taken and modified this, and I'm using Designer Series paper mixed with my bag. Okay, so instead of a regular mat, I'm using Designer Series paper. Then I've got my strip and my bag. Now, these holes, don't worry about. You can cover them. I modified this one now, took a little strip that I'm going to put of pink right over to cover those holes. Okay? So let's just assemble so you can kind of see card number 1. Now, I have to tell you, after 5 sets of these, I got a little clog on my glue here. Where'd my little pin go? Let me just unclog my glue a little bit. I will tell you, after 5 sets of these, you get kind of addicted. I got a little carried away partially because I've had these bags in my drawer for a very, very, very long time. And I thought I wanted to make cards of these, and I just started going. Because I'm like, I'm just going to make big bulk of these. I needed some bulk cards anyway for birthdays and different things. So I just thought I'm going to make a whole bunch. That way I've got extra stash for myself. These are actually super fun. Now what I will say is you're going to run into... Now, if you get a little picky and things bother you with holes, with crinkles, you just may have to cut different sections of the bag. I took my 8.5 by 11, I tried to find the flattest piece that I could, and cut that. I still ended up with wrinkles. I still ended up like this with the holes in the top. These holes are from the top where the ribbon was for the handle. You'll see on these other cards, I used the ribbon and everything off of these bags, okay? Alright, so that is card number 1. I've pre-done sentiments already that I'm going to make, and I have a set already made, but you can see card number 1, then I would just take and I'd probably put a sentiment right down here. Let me squeeze that up, I apologize. Like so, okay? So card number 1, let me just keep these in order here for you. Card number 2 is these 3 squares at 1 3/4 by 2. Now I'm going to take card number 2. You can see on this one I made them bright. So this I had a matte layer, my bag pieces, and a sentiment. Okay. So now you can see I did a black matte with designer series paper for the matte on top, and then my 3 square bag pieces. This bag was a shopping bag. I'm going to just tell you, it is hair product. If I'm not going to name it out, because but if anybody recognizes the logo, it is from Hair Products. So this was not a gift for me. This was actually a bag I got when I purchased some product. Now you can see this one here has a wrinkle in it. I'm okay with that because these are recycled cards. I am recycling material. More than likely when I give these out, I will end up telling the receiver of these cards they are recycled bags, just because I think it's cool, and I think they would like the story of like, hey, these are recycled bags, I made them out of this and this and this. So that's why you're going to see a little bit of imperfections. They're made to do that because they're recycled, right? Now, when you go to this site, for these for this one sheet wonder, there was a slideshow, but it didn't necessarily have these pieces in the slideshow. I couldn't quite tell the layout of these, so I did my own. All of these I just did layouts on my own because I couldn't find it online. Alright, so there you go. There's card number 2. I just laid these pieces out here like so. Now I would just take another sentiment and I'd lay that sentiment right over the top. I put embellishments on these. As you can see, I've got some sequins on this one. Embellish these until your embellished heart is content. Again, free reign. Use that little creative juice on these, right? Alright, so that's card number 2. Now you can see card number 3. This one's super easy. Just one big panel, okay? I used just a regular cardstock. And then because I have this big piece, I'm not using designer series paper, but I could, and I think I've got some scraps over here just to use as examples. I could take some of my scraps that I have. Shoot. Squished that too hard and just moved on me. Alright. I could just put a stripe down this. I could use some designer series paper over, on this, that kind of thing. So layer up to your heart's content. The original one sheet wonder is this piece right here. Okay, you can see on this one I had took the ribbon, which was the handle, and I put the handle across, and then I put my sentiment over the top. Okay, so there is card number 3. Card number 4 is right here. This one little strip. So as you can see, I used, on this one, I used on my cardstock matte layer, then my bag piece. On this one, I modified and I used my black matte, designer series paper with my bag piece, okay? After I did this first set, so this bright colored set right here was the very first set I did because it was a cool funky bag, and I thought it'd make great birthday cards, so I did that one first, but I used bright colors so I could see the layers, because I knew I wanted to use this for a video. But then as I was halfway through the set, I was like, oh man, I've committed to like using more designer series paper lately because I've got a ton of it and I need to use it more. And I thought these would be great to get out DSP paper, like so cool to use and layer. Because look at that. I mean, so I've got some great paper that I don't use enough, and I thought this is great to do that. All right, I would put my ribbon across here. Again, I would grab a sentiment. I've got several different sentiments on this set that I'm using because I'm doing a kind of a set to make for a gift, and I put 2 of each. So again, I could put my sentiment here, ribbon around, embellishments around. There you go. Okay, so that's card number 4. Card number 5 now, I turned my card. So now I have a card that's sitting this way. So card number 5, I've got a green mat, a pink mat, my bag piece, then I cut a strip to go below that for my accent. Okay, so here's what I have done. And that one is not card number 5, that is the next one. I think this is 5, this is 5. Good thing I've done this 4 or 5 times because I recognize the size of the pieces. I'm going to move this up. If I get out of camera, I apologize. Alright, so now I switched up, right? So now I'm doing a black layer for the green layer, DSP for my pink layer, and then my bag and strip layer. Okay? Have fun with these too. Like, I went, you'll see, I went kind of elegant on my next couple sets because I had such pretty designer series paper, and then I wanted to match it up. I have a gold bag that I thought was just kind of classy, and I'm like, ooh, I gotta do like a nice set, right? I did funky cool for birthdays. This one I thought I would do soft for thank yous and hugs and just for yous. And all right, gotta turn this. This is my strip layer that's gonna go underneath my bag layer. Like so. Okay. Then, now again, I ended up on a crease here. This was a crease of the bag. And actually, look at the back side, but this has the brand name, so I won't do that. But I could have used the back side of this bag, the orange side. Because this one had 2 different sides to it. And then just lay that in like so. And this one, I'm just going to lay my mat, because I have that crease and it doesn't come up, I'm going to lay my weight on there. This is my big old weight. I have a video on what that is if you want to find that video. Then on this one, all I did was I put a sentiment in the middle, so it's kind of like a banner sentiment, and I did some little sequins embellishments for that. Okay? And I would do the same thing. Some sort of sentiment, embellishments if I feel that it needs some embellishments. Okay? This is card number 5. So this is card number 5 right here. Now we're going to go to card number 6 right here. Card number 6. Now you can see I used 2 matte layers, green and pink. I laid a layer behind my bag layer, but I decided to go a little fun and cut a flag tail, or a fish tail, I think some people call them. I call it a flag tail, off of that piece. So now I went black for green, DSP for pink. I'm going to turn this because I want that flower, I think, down towards the bottom so I don't cover it up too much. Okay. Now I have my yellow for pink, and that's my bag layer. So now I just took my paper punch, okay, paper punch, and I'm just going to flag tail this piece. Here's my bag piece, so I'm just going to fishtail my bag piece. And layer these 2 up and put in that corner. Okay? Line that up. So I'm lining the top straight piece, and then I'm kind of lining that middle crevice piece as the best that I could. Okay, then this is going to go up in that corner. Again, I could not find the layouts of these cards, so I just went and did my own. And you could do the same. If you dig on this site, you might be able to find those pictures. I just got a little bit impatient looking at the slideshow that was there. Okay, now you can see I used ribbon, which was the handle, so I throw the handle piece across here. On this particular bag, I used the handle on another set that you'll see, so I don't have any handles left. Otherwise, ribbon, you could use ribbon of any sort, but I just recycled the handle. And then I would just take another sentiment and throw it in the corner, throw it up here, you know, whatever you want to do. Okay? Card number 6. Now we're going to go to card number 7. Card number 7 is this piece here cut in half at 3/4 inches. This is card number 7's layout. I turned it again. Okay, so now I've got this way. And I did a green layer, a yellow layer, then my strips. So this one I used a black for that green layer, my DSP for that yellow layer. Alright, and then I layered, I cut 2 strips to go behind that bag piece. Again, I will put these measurements in the comments for you of all of my strips and things that I made by card. I'll label it by card for you and try to make it the easiest I can if you want to replicate these cards. But by all means, just get those creative juices going and create your own too. Okay, now I am layering these 2 up like so. Kind of smaller strips. Again, these have little folds in them, but I am okay with that because I am giving these away and quote unquote kind of selling them to the recipient as I made these out of recycled bags. Aren't they cool? Okay. I don't think anybody's gonna mind. I think they're gonna be more wowed that I created something out of a recycled bag, and I'll be honest, like, look at these. These are pretty. Like, the DSP paper is so pretty. And I just don't use it enough. And no particular reason. And, you know, well, there is. Part of it is it sits on the shelf behind me, and I forget about it, right? Because I open the drawers up, I look for stamps and start inking, and then I don't look for it. You know, it's out of sight, out of mind. Card number 7, again, throw that sentiment up, pop it up over the middle. I will tell you, on all these cards, I have them on dimensionals, just to give these cards a little extra dimension so they're just not so flat and layered. So I popped all my sentiments up on dimensionals. All right, card number 7, y'all. Here's card number 8. All right, card number 8, green layer, pink layer, and my bag. So green layer is black. My pink layer, I decided to do I decided to add a DSP onto this because I wanted to go there and there. I wanted a little extra pop because I was liking my DSP. Okay, so I added a layer in between my green and pink from this one. And if you have DSP scraps, use up those scraps of DSP for this stuff too, for your strips and for your squares and layers, and just create. You know, there's nothing that says this is all the way it's supposed to be, obviously, because I couldn't find what was online. So I cut this to the same width as my DSP versus this one, right? So you can kind of see the difference already. Now I've got a couple folds in this little piece here, and on this end I'm going to glue this down, and then I'm going to put my weight on here just to get that to stick before I move this around. Okay. Now I'm going to lay that right over the center of both layers, like so. Let's move that up just a little bit. Okay. Make that stick. And then ribbon, sequence, dimensionals on that sentiment. Okay? Alright. Card number 8. And again, I have squares and ovals, so I'm not showing you all my sentiments, and I will. And then I would just layer something up there. Okay? Card number 8. We're almost there. There's 10 cards out of this 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Card number 9. Alright, now card number 9, I've got 3 of these little strips. They're kind of small, they're little 1/2 inchers. Okay, so I layered these on top of just cardstock pink. I went a little, no, I did the same, didn't I? Yeah, I went the same. It looked bigger. I was gonna say I went a little bigger on those, but I'm just sanding the edges a little bit. My blade is getting a little dull when I cut these, and I need to change my blade on my Fiskars. I have a video on this, by the way, too, on my little sanding block. I think it is in one of my Monday Moments videos. Okay, so I'm just, again, this one has a tiny little crease here on the edge, so I'll get some glue on that little folded piece, and then I'm just going to put my weight on here to flatten that out. Like I can't wait to show you guys these leather sets because they just turned out so pretty. I got a little excited when I was putting these together because that DSP and stuff was turning out so nice. That's a little crooked. There we go. Alright, now to layer these up, what I did is I did top, bottom, and then middle because I'm trying to evenly space this out, okay? So if I do, oops, I gotta glue that layer together. You can go down the center and then layer up from that center, whatever's easier for you. I did top, bottom, and then middle because I just wanted it the same distance from top to bottom, and then I just centered between the two. I got a little crooked on there, so I might do something with my sentiment over that. So I might switch this direction and go sentiment here, and I'll show you what I mean by that. It's a little crooked. I got a little scrunchy, and because I was trying to straighten that out, but we're gonna hide that. We're just gonna hide that. Okay, when I first started cutting, if I screwed up on something like that, I would rip this in half and start over and get so frustrated. Now I've just learned, because after doing it, after you make so many cards, you're like, okay, I got a lot of layers to go on this, and I'll just cover that up. I'm just gonna hide it, and I'm off kilter just a little bit. It looks off kilter. My pink is straight. It's that black piece there. But you just learn, I can hide it. I can hide fingerprints with sequins, and I can hide. So I would probably turn this way and cover that like so, and put my sentiment right there. And now look, it hides it. It looks a little crooked, and now it hides it. Okay, so just keep going, because you can. Everything's usable. All right, card number 9. Card number 9. Okay. Last and not least, because we're going to show you my other sets. Card number 10. Again, green layer, orange layer. So I'm using black as that green layer. DSP as my orange layer. I've got some pink salmon-y color as that pink layer here. And then my bag layer. Okay? Bag layer I did same length as this, just so I have pieces on the side. I could have just glued this down on this and made stripes out of scraps too, but I had enough paper, so I just made the full strip. Okay? So green layer, this goes and becomes my orange layer. This becomes my pink layer. I put this up on dimensionals, so I'm going to do that. You don't have to. I put this layer up on dimensionals, so we're going to pop this one up on dimensionals. Before I do that, we'll glue that bag piece down before I put this piece down. Okay, so now I'm going to glue the bag piece. This bag piece has got several creases on it. It was this was like the corner of the bag. Okay. So I'm just going to make sure I got enough glue over those crease pieces, and then I'll just put my weight on there to get that to stick while it grabs and sets. Now I know that the length is the same, so I'm just going to even out on the edges. Okay, like so. Let's get that down and set that in. And that's card number 10. Okay, so now I'll set this. up. So this pink layer is the same as this pink layer with the bag on it, and then you just put a sentiment. I could add ribbon. I've got sequins on this one. I could add ribbon onto this. So put that right like so. Okay. There you go. Now I would just pop up a sentiment on this, right? And I just have these pre-cut because I'm not going to waste time doing that on camera for you guys. And then I would put these on card bases. So then I would just take and go onto a card base. Okay, everything I just made would go on a card base. Depending on the orientation, if I'm going to have a top fold or that side, you know, 5.5 by 4 1/4 side fold. Okay, all right, card number 10. There you have it. Let's just take a quick peek at what we just put together, and then I'll show you my other ones. So this was one card. Okay, other card. So that was 9. If you're looking at the sheet here, 9. This is 8. See if I can get this side by side here for you. This is 7. This is 6 that I cut into the flag fishtail. Then we've got 5 right here, bag piece. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, that's that set of cards. Let me show you some variations, all done and put together. Okay. Oh, these are so pretty. Okay, you ready? These are so pretty. I have these in order now, so let me just keep this going here for you. Okay, so here's one. You can see I had little holes there, so I hid the holes with another strip of DSP. This is 2. This is 3. As you can see, I had a rope handle, so I used the rope on there. This is 4. Gold bag. 5, gold bag piece with the layers. Oh, sorry, 5. 6, fishtailed again with the little bag piece in the corner, or the handle, I mean, the handle. 7. Okay, this. Oh, I did this upside down. Haha. I'll just have to rip that sentiment and do it over. This is 8. Gold bag piece, 9, 3 gold bag pieces, and then 10. Slightly different than my last 10. Look at 10 here. So just a little bit different. I just added strips alongside that. Okay? Again, variations of what you want. Okay? Next set. Same thing. 1, 2. This one's so pretty. Like, look at this DSP paper. Like, there's the other DSP I matched with it. 2, 3 with the handle. 4, 5, 6. Oh wait, no, that is not 6. 6 right here. 6 with the handle. That's 7. This is, let's see, this is 8, this is 9, and, oh no, that was 10, 9, 10, and I don't remember which one this one. This one was probably 4, I think. Okay, and I just went diagonal. Alright, so, there you have it. There is my DSP / one sheet wonder 8.5 by 11 one sheet wonder using recycled bags. So this is just one of those examples. All right. Thank you so much. Hopefully you're going to get out some of those bags. You're going to cut them up into 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper using this one sheet wonder. I'm going to hold this up. Actually, I held it up before under the screen, so take a picture of it. If I can't get it linked, I'm not tech savvy, so I apologize. I will try my best, but I will put all the dimensions in there for what I did for these layouts, okay? So thank you so much for being here. If you are new and you have not hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button and the little bell and get notified next time another video goes up. If you're not new here and you keep returning, don't be shy. Hit that subscribe button and keep on coming back if you like my content. Feel free to add a comment. I do comment back to everybody's comments. I appreciate the comments, any advice. If you like this, didn't like this, if you've done something like this and you did something different that worked better, hit that comment button. I'd love to hear about it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, I'll see you then.